back to our channel IELTS winners. Hope you all are doing fine and preparing for your IELTS in the most effective way. So we have uploaded various templates for discuss essay, both with and without opinion and advantage without opinion till now. And today we are going to see next one, that is advantage outweigh disadvantage. So whether advantage is more or disadvantage is more. So the question types may be, do you think advantages outweigh the disadvantages, or which one do you think is more? Okay, so these are the questions when you need to give your opinion whether which one is more, which one is less. If you have any doubt regarding the structure of the advantage disadvantage question type, then do go on our channel IELTS winners. In the writing playlist you will get the template, you will get the structure on how to write the advantage disadvantage type of question. Okay, and these templates are 7+ band proven. This is how I got 8.5 in my IELTS. So it is filled with lexical resources, proper structure, cohesion, as well as good task achievement. So you can use it without any distractions. And also go watch our predictions for 17th April 2021 IELTS exam globally, okay, both for BC and ITP, so that you can prepare on the strategies as well as the structure of those type of questions. It will help you to prepare yourself to answer them if you are ready with the strategies. Okay, so let's start with today's template, and the template is for 7+ band on how to do advantage outweigh disadvantage question type. So the first paragraph is our introduction paragraph, where we are going to have 3 statements: general statement, thesis statement, and our opinion statement. So starting with the general statement, squabbling on dash is interminable in today's era. So let's suppose that the question is about, some people think that arts should be taught in schools. Do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages of this? Okay, so our question is on art. So that is what is our essay's key topic: art, learning art in schools. So I have to fill in that keyword in this particular place. Squabbling. Squabbling means fighting, arguing. So fighting on whether art should be taught in school or squabbling on subject art is interminable in today's aeon. Interminable means endless. Okay, the fight, the argument on whether art should be taught or not is endless in today's aeon. Aeon means era. Okay, the generation, the era. So squabbling on learning art is interminable in today's aeon. Controversy exists. Now our thesis statement. Controversy exists as to whether children should be taught art in school is advantageous or it is impediment to society. Impediment means hindrance, obstacle. Okay, so now I'm saying controversy exists as to whether it should be taught or not. Okay, or whether learning art is advantageous or it's hindrance. So whatever your essay keyword, your thesis statement, the paraphrased version of the question statement, that keyword you need to write here. The idea you have to write it here in this keyword place. So your thesis statement is ready. Now the opinion statement. In this monograph, monograph means essay. In this monograph, I will weigh up the merits and demerits, because it's advantage outweigh disadvantage. So I'm going to balance, I'm going to weigh up. So I will weigh up the merits and demerits of this along with my certitude. Certitude means firm belief. So I'm going to weigh up the merits and demerits along with my firm belief that whichever is your opinion, you need to go with that. So if you think advantages are more, so you are going to say with my certitude that advantages transcend. Transcend means surpass or outweigh, because this is a outweigh question. You need to know at least 2 to 3 synonyms for surpass, outweigh. Outweigh, surpass, transcend, overshadow, all these words are synonym of each other. So you need to know 2 or 3, because you are going to write in intro, you are going to write in your conclusion. So knowing 2-3 synonyms for outweigh word is good. So whether you are thinking advantages is more or disadvantages is more, you have to write that. So with my certitude that advantages transcend the cons with befitting paradigm. Paradigm means example. Okay, so that was our introduction paragraph. Now let's move on to paragraph 1, body paragraph 1. So in advantage outweigh disadvantage type, you have to write both advantages and disadvantages. So in body paragraph 1, you will write advantages. In body paragraph 2, you will write disadvantages. But whatever you have written as your opinion in introduction, for example, if you have written that your advantages transcend, that is advantages outweigh disadvantages, that is advantages are more, then you are going to write 3 advantages but only 2 disadvantages. Okay, but if you think that advantages are disadvantages are more than advantages, then you will write only 2 advantages but 3 disadvantages point. I hope it is clear. What I mean by this is that whichever you think is more, you should write 3 supporting point for that one and only 2 support point for the other one. So my thing is that I go with advantages. So I will write 3 advantages but only 2 disadvantages. So I hope you got the point. So you have to write advantages and disadvantages both in 2 paragraphs, but you will write 1 extra point in the paragraph which you are supporting. Whichever you think is more, write more point in that. But explain each of them properly. So these are what we are going to include in our advantage paragraph. So at the start, always start with the as I always say, start your paragraphs with the phrases. Don't start with firstly. Furthermore, moreover, however, don't start with words, start with phrases. At the start, there are prolific points. Prolific points means numerous, abundant. Okay, there are various, varied, abundant points to agree with the meritorious side. Meritorious side means the merits side. Okay, the advantageous side. So this is my topic statement, which clearly says this paragraph is going to talk about the advantages. Now, first of all, again, you start with your first point. First of all, give your first advantage. Then explain that advantage. To decipher this, that is to explain this, to elaborate this, to put it in another words, whatever phrase you know to explain your idea, you are going to see. If you don't know how to give explanation, which phrase to use to explain your support point, then do watch our video on how vocabulary for Ielts, which is how to explain your ideas. Okay, I have shared 10 to 11 phrases that will help you to write these type of words which explain your ideas in a better cohesive way. So do watch that video. Okay, so decipher this to explain this, and then you will explain your advantage 1. Then the second advantage, a paragon of this can be. Okay, before going to second advantage, I am putting my example. As I always say, each paragraph should have one example, either for your support point 1, that is advantage 1, or for your advantage 2. Here I am giving for advantage 1. So a paragraph of this, that is example, illustration. Okay, a paragraph of this can be seen, and then you will write your example. A paragraph of this can be seen by blah blah blah. Whatever your example is, you will explain it. Another positive outlook. Okay, another positive outlook, that is another advantage. Another positive side of this is you will give your advantage too, to put it in another word. So this is again one phrase that is used to explain your idea, not to give another point. Moreover, furthermore, if you say that it means you are moving to your next idea, but here we are not moving to the next idea, we are explaining our advantage too. So we have to say to put it in another words, and then you will explain your advantage too. In short, the inducements to fall for its bright side is self-evident. So the inducements means the persuasions, the reasons why I think it is advantage. So in short, the inducements to fall for its bright side, its positive side is self-evident. It's explanatory, self-explanatory. It explains itself. So this is my body paragraph 1, which is good with phrases, that is cohesive devices, good with grammar, good task achievement, because I have given 2 support points, I have explained, I have justified with example, and I have used some good vocabularies like prolific, paragon, positive outlook, that is the collocation, inducements. Okay, so you have not only got to be vigilant enough to use your lexical resources and cohesive devices, but you have to be clear that you don't overuse it or underuse it. You have to use appropriately. Whatever is needed, you just need to write that. Also, do not forget the collocations. Okay, in short, positive outlook, fall for, these are collocations. So you need to include them as well for high vocabulary marks. Next is our body paragraph 2, the same structure, but we are going to talk about disadvantages now, because in paragraph 1 I have talked about advantage. It's going to be disadvantages. The same process, the same topic statement to disagreement point, your explanations and one examples. So by contrast, it is predicated that. So predicated means affirmed or agreed. So it is agreed that thoughts of this area cannot be neglected. That is, by contrast, it is affirmed, it is agreed that the negatives, the obstacle, the hindrance, the cons of this area, that is learning art, cannot be neglected. The most worrying aspect is said to be your first disadvantage. Whatever you think is the first disadvantage, you are going to write that. So the most worrying aspect is said to be something. It is equitable to say that, means it is valid, it is acceptable, it is true to say that. You will explain your disadvantage 1. Another obstruction related to the issue is, now I'm not giving some example from our disadvantage 1, but I'm giving for disadvantage 2. So I'm moving to next disadvantage, that is the con. Another obstruction related to this issue is your second disadvantage. To reword this. To reword this means to rephrase it, to put it in another way, to explain it further, all those things. So this is also one of the phrases used to explain your idea. To reword this, you are going to explain your second point. A felicitous instance for this is, felicitous means well chosen, okay, a apt illustration, a very particular specific example. A felicitous instance for this is your example. Based on these points, the pitfalls of this is elusive. Based on these points, the pitfalls, that is the negatives, the hindrance, the hiccups of learning art is elusive. Elusive means clear. It's very clear and easy to understand. So this is our second body paragraph, which says about the disadvantages, again with all the 4 criteria which are necessary for good bands. Last but not the least is our conclusion paragraph, which has only 2 statements which clearly says what the summarization of the essay is. To synopsize. To synopsize means to overall, okay, to put it in simple words, in a concise way, to synopsize the main propositions, the points, the statements. This critique, that is this essay, critique means essay, this essay elucidated, explained the virtues and hiccups. Virtues means advantages, positive sides, and hiccup means hindrance, obstacles, cons, negatives. To synopsize the main propositions, this critic elucidated the virtues and hiccups of learning art. Whatever your keyword of the essay is, you're just going to include that. Owing to these stated reasons, I am profoundly convinced, that is, I am extremely, completely, dedicatedly convinced that pros of this phenomenon overshadows the cons. Okay, so if I think pros, that is the positive advantages are more, I'm saying the pros of this phenomenon overshadows the cons. If I have to go with demerits, that are disadvantages are more, I will say I am profoundly convinced that the demerits of this preponderate the merits. Preponderant means against, outweigh or dominate the merits. So this is our advantage, outweigh, disadvantage structure with some good vocabulary, cohesion, lexical resources and grammar accuracy. I hope you will use this vigilantly and wisely. When you are putting your explanations, your examples, your support points, be clear that it goes with the statement. If you have to change something, you can do it. Or else you can just take the idea, the vocabularies and the structure and form your own way to do it. It completely depends on you. Now let's see the sample essay. So this is the sample essay which is done based on the template that we used. Okay, so many students choose to study at college and university that are far from the place they grew up. So from their hometown, from their birthplace, they choose to study far. So do the advantages of learning far from home outweigh the drawbacks or not? So this is our question. So our keyword is studying far from house and advantages of this and disadvantages of this. By using the template, I have written my essay. I have just included the green ones and the blue ones are the dotted ones that we discussed in our template. I have just included the ideas with some good sentences and my explanations, and the other things remain same. So this is a 7.5 essay, 7.5 band essay using the template. I hope this video was useful. Do watch our other videos and watch our ieltswinners.net website to get ideas for all other templates. See you next time. Bye bye.